Hi and welcome to S.T.E.P Podcast. I'm your host Sean O'Grady. In this podcast we take artists and entertainers out for a Guinness, and we're here at the Irish Fusion Festival. Tonight at 8:15 Paul Caldwell will be taking the stage.
Oh.
And thanks for coming on to the podcast, mate. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks to the Wandering Tap for supplying us with gorgeous Guinness as well. I've been looking forward for a sip. It's good.
Does the trick.
It does. So Paul, where did it all begin with your music career and getting into music?
Getting into music, I didn't really start playing guitar until I was about 19.
No way.
Yeah,
Really,
yeah. 19, and then I was on the way back home from like an oxygen bus, and everybody else around me could play guitar. And I got it in my hand and I was so frustrated. I was like,
fuck it, I have to
learn. So I went
learn.
home that night and started learning.
And did you just learn yourself, or did
No,
you
I just started picking it up, got a couple of lessons here and there, and then just basically got taught how to teach myself. And went on from there.
And was there, like you were saying earlier, just before we recorded, you were saying your parents sang, there was some...
Oh, there's always like music around the house. Like my brother was in bands, my other brother was as a drummer, he was in bands. Brother played bass, and everybody just sang all the time. Like.
And was that even from a young age, or like?
All from a young age. At all parties and everything, family parties, left, right, and centre.
So the sound in your ear was always there.
Yeah, well, you always knew how to sing, or everyone had a song, or everyone had a couple of songs, or a party trick, or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
And my uncles, and like long history of music, like they're in bands all the time, and they were in I forget the name of the Irish band now. A couple of like older Irish bands in rock and roll in the 80s and stuff like that. Like
no way.
Yeah, they had a music venue and.
Would they be traveling around Ireland and
yeah,
or just locally?
Yeah, they were like a couple of them were on like the Late Late Show and stuff
Holy
like that.
Shit.
They might have even been on Top of the Pops at one time. Like,
no way.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, sick.
Like so, there's a good.
Is that like the show band era? Or?
Yeah, well, no, after the show band era, I think.
Yeah,
probably after the show band era.
Oh, sick.
Like, what dates or times? I'm not
I
too
know.
sure,
Yeah, it all melts into one.
Yeah.
I asked you what age you were. You were earlier, and you're like, ugh.
It's a hard number to think of.
Yeah. But so you're 19, and then you pick up the guitar, and then you didn't even like do it in school. You just like learned from an early age.
Didn't play music at school at all. So 19, I was out of school doing an apprenticeship and going to festivals and things like that. Started playing then, and I just kept learning, playing around parties, playing around different things like that. And then I moved to Liverpool when I was about 20, turned 21 in Liverpool. So when I moved there when I was about 20, and because Liverpool's a kind of a student town, a lot of my friends were going to college there or whatever, uni, and we just ended up starting a band and stuff like that. Like
what was the name of the band?
Three guitarists, 4 guitarists and a drummer, and nobody wanted to play bass, so I picked up the bass. I was singing and playing bass at the same time. So the name of the band was Kicked Out of the Nest.
Kicked Out of the Nest?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect for being like Irish abroad then as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's unreal.
One of those things. But
how long did you live in Liverpool and then continue on with that band?
About 5 years, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I was there from 2010 to 2015, I think. And then went home for a few months, and then eventually came here to Canada.
And you arrived to Canada. You did Post-it Notes. Was an album that you had.
Post-it Notes, yeah. That's
around 2018.
2018, yeah. So between 15 and 18, I was writing that, and also just gigging around all the place. Like.
No. When did you decide to just take it up by yourself and go out on your own then?
When I moved here.
When you moved here?
Yeah. Well, like I moved here and I started getting gigs, different places, like. Some of them aren't even open anymore, like Doolan's, it's closed down. That was
that was on Granville, wasn't it?
Granville Street, yeah. So that was like one of my first gigs, and then eventually we went to the Shamrock, and then I met one of my friends there, Brian. You know Brian O'Brien?
I know of Brian O'Brien, Limerick man.
Limerick man. Yeah, I met him there, and me and him just. I was doing every Friday night, and he was doing every Saturday night. And one day, both of us were kind of hungover, and he was like, "Do you want to do the Saturday night with me?" I was like, "Yeah, why not? I'll go and do it." Or I asked him to do the Friday, one or the other, and we were both singing, playing away, and we started harmonising. We're like, "Oh, doesn't sound too bad." And then we just kept going with that. Like,
nice.
Good crack.
You're the very first. So, I had Larry. He was the very first person on the podcast, and I asked him, "Who did you like recommend?" Your name came up straight away.
Yeah.
And I went home that evening and I started listening to you, and I, honest to God, I had this kind of like, do you know when you're a young kid, you'd watch like The Angelus on TV? Do you know that the actual actors, they have that like look into the, your moment of, once I listened to it, I literally stopped time for a second. I was like, holy shit, your voice is so powerful.
Yeah,
like,
very much, man.
It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
When you do like, when you focus to sit down and write the music, did you like pick out producers, or like how did that all start?
Not necessarily, just writing. And my first record was recorded by like, it was kind of different places. So my brother and his friend played drums and bass on it in LA.
Oh, no way.
So they played it down there and recorded it and sent it back up to me, kind of thing. Like, I sent the tracks to them.
Yeah.
And then my friend, who's also my drummer, Lucas Ross, if you ever met him, he basically produced it with me, yeah. So he was like in his room or in his apartment, and we were like doing all the stuff and different recording bits and pieces in the little box room with mattresses on the wall and everything. So that's Post-it notes.
Oh,
and then Brian had a friend, Jeff Zip.
Jeff, I know, I had him on the podcast.
Jeff.
What a champ.
Yeah, Jeff's a lovely guy. So then I got Jeff to mix a couple of tracks on Post-it notes.
Yeah.
And then I liked the way Jeff worked, and it was nice and speedy and quick, and started working with Jeff after that, and me and him just get on really well.
He's such a cool, just so nice, isn't he?
Yeah.
Enthusiastic about it as well.
Jeff is a lovely guy, man.
Yeah.
Oh, he's all over the world these days. Like,
when you were writing headlines, I read an article, and it was saying that you wanted to go into the past and write about the past, like Van Morrison.
Yeah, I never really thought about it like Van Morrison, but cheers.
Cheers. In that song, you're singing that to someone.
Which one? In Headlines, the song itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in Headlines was...
It's Tor and Sean that passed away.
Yeah, that's...
And is that to their mother, or was it like a love interest? Or?
No, no love interest or whatever. Basically, it was around March of 2020 I started writing that. So I ended a relationship around that time, and I remember going through some stuff, and I remember just sitting down trying to write about what I remembered about happy times as a kid, like. And it just went down the road and like a little bike.
Oh, it's such
it was
a brilliant
little bike
storytelling song.
And I just envisioned myself on a bicycle, like just cycling around everywhere. Like I was always cycling as kids, and then it just kept going and thinking about what it was. And the two horses in my back garden were like my sisters up on horses in the back garden.
Oh,
like,
no way!
They were my aunt's horses and things like so. Doing that, and then I just kind of came across the whole 1998. Like Oma bombing thing, like where kids from, it was 25 years ago this year actually, they just had a memorial for it last week.
Oh, no way.
And they played the song at it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, I got a lot of messages about it. It was really nice.
When I was listening to that song, I was actually home in Christmas, and as you are at home, you watched the RTE, RTE, but the Late Late Show.
Yeah.
And they were doing awards for photography in like media.
Yeah.
On the show, on the Late Late Show.
Yeah.
And there was this one that won, and it summed up your song, and it's very sad. But there was these kids that all passed away in a bomb explosion. I think like a car blew up at a gas station or something like that.
Yeah.
And the picture is just the funeral. But it's all the kids in this, like, I'll show you the picture afterwards.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's just captures this absolutely horrible, sad moment, and the like wonder of like what's going on in the kids' eyes. You can see it. They're all just looking at the hearse while it goes past.
Yeah.
But then once you say, you're waiting for Thorne and Sean to come off the bus, and they don't really come off the bus. That moment just clicked with me, and I was like, "Oh my God!"
I vividly remember it all. Like,
oh, no way!
Yeah, I was 9 at the time, but I still vividly remember it all.
Oh,
I was there, like again, we were on bikes.
Yeah.
And just cycling down. The bus was coming back, and I remember like their brothers or sisters crying in their mum's arms and stuff because they didn't step off the bus.
Bewilderment, like.
Yeah, and there were so many families around because people were injured.
Yeah.
And a couple of them passed away. Like, I think there was 3 people from our town that passed away. and a lot of people were injured, like in hospital and
yeah,
things like
I can only
that.
imagine.
And they were all like my age at that time, so it was all like ranging between 8 and 12, and some of them might have been 13 or 14. Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was a big thing, but
Even though it's sad, and it is a sad song, there's an aspect of hope through it too, and the storytelling is amazing.
So the like what I wanted it to be a happy song originally, and it is to me in a way.
You know,
like,
it is, yeah.
It is in a way. It just takes, like, I kind of wanted the juxtaposition of the really sad sorrow things and the youthful innocence of it all.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't know what was going on.
You're literally like telling the story of through a kid's eyes, which is amazing.
Basically,
I really like the song.
Yeah.
And Love Remains is just out.
Love Remains is just out. Yeah, that's a different turn.
It is. Yeah. How did you think about writing that song and going for the 80s vibe? Because anytime I listen to it, you want to be in like a convertible, just driving.
Yeah, it's a good driving song.
The guitar riff is amazing.
Yeah, it's a fun one. I had that written like ages ago.
Yeah.
Like, probably before Headlines, I had some of that written.
No way.
Never finished it, but had it written, and it just never really knew where to fit in. And I was and I recorded it around the same time we finished the Headlines album.
Okay.
So just never finished it. Then like a year or two went past. Went in and nailed down a couple of different guitar parts and things like that. Like, but that was, I don't know, riff just came to me. I can't even remember if I was here or in Ireland writing that. I think it was here.
In your like writing style or to go about writing, how like do you go with a riff first, or does the lyrics come, or it could be how does it work?
Anything, whatever. There's nothing set in stone. Like whatever comes, if you're just sitting, a riff comes in guitar if you're playing it, or like I could be walking around and you just think of a line or something, write it down the phone or write it on a piece of paper, go home and just think on it and dwell on it and then put music to it.
They say with the Beatles, I think Yellow Submarine, I think John Lennon actually or one of them, and it had it in a dream and literally like woke up and they're like, this is the whole song.
Yeah. I've dreamt about songs before.
No way.
Yeah. There's definitely. Oh, I have a song called "In My Dreams." Actually.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
That was the one.
I was thinking of I can't think of the name of the band, but Sound and Colour.
Alabama Shakes.
Yeah, they're unreal. But I think take a drink of this.
That's a great album. It's hard to beat having a pint of Guinness here.
I know.
Courtesy of William at the Wandering Tap.
I know. We'll be here for the day, you know. Like, okay. Starting early. Are you like? Love Remains, is that going to be on the next album, or how's that working out?
I'm not too sure about that yet. It might be part of the next album, or I might just use it because Headlines was such an emotional album. Yeah. And like for myself and for a lot of people, like, and other people, just the songs itself. I kind of why I wanted it to make it like to break it and make it like a happier vibe. Yeah, and that 80s light, let's go. So it's just like completely different from the sorrowful stuff. But who's to say I should be doing anything? Well, there's some. I have a perfect way to go down that, and it's a nice little break, and then new chapter to do whatever 100%. I want. 100%. And like, just to go back to even Post-it Notes, like Talking to the Moon, that's such an upbeat song as well. Talking to the Moon's a great one. I love that song. That was written actually. I've had that riff in Ireland. Finished it here. Yeah. Sitting in my mum's kitchen, I remember writing that riff. Yeah. That's such a kind of like going on the prowl, literally like a Friday night walking on the way home. Yeah. 100%. That's what that one is. Yeah. There is a song that Black is the Colour. I think the very first time I met you, I walked up to you and I was even like, Black is the Colour is so cool. It's my favorite song of yours. But it's amazing. Anytime I listen to that, the way that you can like manipulate the words in your voice is sick, man. Thanks, so man. Sick. Thank you. But I keep on like, I remember I was like, there's bagpipes, and you're like, no, there's Ellen pipes. And they're so like just the perfect addition to this tune. Black is the Colour. When I close my eyes, I just vision Ireland on a foggy day with the sun coming up. Yeah. And maybe like some medieval fighting. I wish it was like in a movie of like fucking The New Gladiator or some shit. It's all the Ellen pipes. Like the Ellen pipes just drum up something spiritual. They do, like, man. Yeah, 100%. They drag it out of you and you feel like, you know, and be that through sorrow or be it through anger or whatever. Yes. That was my friend Chris McMullen played that.
Oh no way.
He is.
He's the actor in your video too.
He played the uilleann pipes in the video. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But no, the actor in the video was Sean from
That's
Johnny's.
right. Yeah. How was that? Like shooting the video and
that was one of the first videos I've ever done. Yeah.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
That was here, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was out in UBC, and then some of it was in a theatre that was. It's like Hemlock and 12th, just down the road from my house.
Nice.
So it was like in this theatre underneath the church. It was just darkness, and then
it's lovely.
Hence the doors open, so it was nice.
Sweet. We won't keep you for too long.
Yeah, no worries.
You're playing at 8:45 today.
8:15.
8:15. Jesus.
8:15 tonight. Yeah. Just after Fionn, I think. And then finish about 9:15 or thereabouts.
Push it a little bit more. Right?
Depends how the night goes. You know?
Have you anything in the works? More songs to be written?
Plenty in the works. Yeah. Just getting the time to sit and finish them now is the next one of it.
Unreal.
So it's all slowly but surely coming together, and I don't know, maybe I'll pull a Bon Iver and go away. Well, if the mountain isn't burning, but go away to the mountain for a bit.
I know, yeah, Jesus. Yeah, thank you so much.
No bother at all. It's been a pleasure.
Is there any artists that you recommend around Vancouver? Because you play in the Guilt & Co a lot, right?
Playing Guilt & Co quite a lot, yeah. Artists around Vancouver that I think of these days. Larry Keogh.
It goes
he
back
recommended me.
Yeah,
I recommend Larry Keogh.
I highly recommend. I want Larry to get back in the studio and make some more music.
Oh, he will soon.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. No, he's been working on it. He's probably had other things to be saving up for.
You got a wet knee, right?
Yeah, he does.
All right, thank you so much.
No bother at all.
Cheers.
Hey, cheers, man.
We'll let the sound guy come
Thanks
back.
very much.
Get your social media.
Oh, social media. Paul Caldwell Music. You'll get it on Instagram and Facebook and all the rest. Maybe even TikTok in there too, if you feel like it.
Oh yeah, I must get on TikTok.
Why not? Cheers.
Any other shows coming up then as well?
Nothing set in stone at the minute. No.
Well, you're just back from Ireland. So
yeah, I just got back. I'm setting up things. There's one in October happening. Forget the date now, but in Guilt & Co again, sometime in October. Check out the social media for that one.
Definitely. Thanks for watching Split the E. We'll see you next one. Like, subscribe. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
It's called Talking to the Moon anyway. It's about staggering home drunk and having a conversation with a moon and thinking it's your best friend.